Welcome back, everybody, to the Best Coaster of the Year weekly series. Last week, you guys voted for the best coaster of 1989, Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point, the Aero Hyper. It defeated some pretty cool rides, a very similar ride to Excalibur at Valley Fair, another steep drop, sort of taller ride, about half the size of Magnum, actually, but the same sort of vibe with the crazy, sharp, triangular airtime hills and all that awesomeness. And also two Woodies, Timberwolf and Tree Topper. Timberwolf being the Worlds of Fun Dinwiddie that actually wasn't very bad when it first opened, and it recently got a very nice buff with the GCI banked turn they added, the 70-degree banked turn. So that looks pretty cool. And actually, when it opened, I should add, it had buzz bars, and buzz bars are awesome. And if you, wait, did it have buzz bars? I'm not actually 100%. But no matter what, I've seen rider cams of the earlier years in its operating life, and it had some seriously serious airtime. Looked very good. Tree Topper, on the other hand, is a very irrelevant roller coaster. It was number one in my top 10 most irrelevant roller coaster list, wooden coaster list. It's up in Nova Scotia, the least coaster-heavy place in probably North America, besides like Central America, perhaps, and like Northern Canada and Alaska and all that. But really, it's this kind of smaller wooden coaster out in the woods by William Cobb, opened in 90, of course, 1990, 89. And has buzz bars, which is great, and it's got some nice sharp airtime hills. I'm sure you get some pretty solid airtime, although it's a short ride. Very interesting, and actually now it's only called the roller coaster, but really it will always be Tree Topper to everybody. So yeah, and I definitely say Magnum is better. It's got the insanity. It was the first hyper coaster. It's bound to be better than a coaster half their size usually. Unless you're talking about Mega Lights, but yeah. That's my terrible estimation. Although, having recently ridden Magnum a bunch of times, the airtime can be seriously painful, man. Like, if you get stable on this thing, it is not a very enjoyable experience. And the pretzel loop sort of thing towards the end, the turnaround, the pretzel turnaround halfway through the ride or towards the beginning, there's a whole lot of roughness there, man. I think it hurts a lot, but. I'd say I'm sure Excalibur also hurts a lot. The laterals you get in those things are probably insane in some of those turns. But and Magnum is a lot longer than Excalibur too. Alright, I'm just babbling on. I've talked too long. This week, you voted for the best coaster of 1990. We've got Georgia Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia. You can vote for one of these four coasters. The Din Cyclone Clone. Vampire at Chessington World of Adventures, the Aero suspended coaster. Tunnel Run at Connecticut Kingdom, the Din Twister Woody. Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain, the Aero Mega Looper. So you can look for one of those four coasters in the top right corner of the video using that little eye. But the video isn't over yet because you've still got some more coasters that opened this year because I just love to inform people of these things. Things like Boogie Woogie Space Coaster at Space World, the amazing coaster that opened this year. Space World, of course, opened in 1990. Kind of a newer park for Japan, which is interesting. And they had some pretty wacky ride names. Unfortunately, they closed this past year. They closed New Year's Eve 2017, so that's a real bummer. But yeah, they operated Boogie Woogie Space Coaster. It was this little Japanese, I think it might have been a Meisho, Japanese kind of kiddie family type coaster where it might have had two sides or at least two trains, and it was like blue, and it was very interesting. You can check it out on RCTV. Very interesting ride. Black Hole 2000 at Seoul Land is a Korean sort of knockoff corkscrew. It's got those corkscrews way up high. It's probably the highest corkscrews in the world, perhaps. Like classic corkscrews, they're like way above you. So like they just tower above you. You can see corkscrews going. Pretty cool. Pretty weird ride though. Probably not the greatest ride ever. Has a really weird layout. Definitely check out that point of view. Then you got Dragon at Adventureland, the horrific Hopkins Looper. That thing looks very not nice. Those trains are not very friendly. There's these little bumps out of the station, these tiny little 1 foot bumps, and apparently those even hurt a lot because those trains are just so horrible. You can bang your head in the back of the trains, like just horrible. There's also Iron Wolf at Six Flags Great America, the first B&M of all time. That's right. It's crazy that the year that all these coasters came to be, B&M started, which is, because you usually think of B&M as being a very modern company. Well, it's not as modern now, I don't think, with Iron Wolf and, 28 years ago. So that was the first B&M, and it was a stand-up, of course, at Great America. Now it's Apocalypse at Six Flags America. And man, that thing does not look like fun. Does not look like a very good ride. There's kind of a knot in the drop. You can kind of see it here, probably not very well, but there's like a notch in the drop where it's just a rough ride. Those rider cams of it does not look very nice. Texas Giant at 6 over Texas Open this year, which was of course the first coaster to be RMC. That thing did not look very kind to your body. Uh, I hear it was one of the most brutal experiences ever from a lot of people. So anyway, that's all, guys. Thanks for watching.